Hello there, folks. Hey, Joe Wazoo here. Hey, I got a quick little video here. I got a customer, Brandon, who's looking for a way to monitor when a RedLion device starts up. He's got like some issues with power, and things go down, and then it comes back up, and he wants to log that time, if you will. Now, in this application, I can't really log when the RedLion device goes off because it loses power. Now, if I had a backup UPS or something that might give a discrete output indicating that it lost power, I could use that to keep this thing powered to log that as a status. But in this case, I just have a power supply running this, and the way I came up with it is I can log a timestamp that every time it turns on. So in this application, I've written a little program here, and if I go over here to data tags, I have a flag tag here called log my start. It's just an internal flag. It's a discrete or a Boolean tag. Flag tag is that. And then I just, for giggles, I put another tag here called just a random number, and it just generates a random number just to have something changing. And then I have another tag called my timer. So I have a program over here in the left programs. I wrote a really simple program. Basically, I ask if log my start equals 0, two equal signs, ask the question. So when it starts up, I'm not making the log my start retentive, so it's always going to start off in the 0 position. So this here is going to start a timer, and I'm going to show you how I call this program here in a second, but it's going to count, and every time I hit this, it's going to count up. And then down here, I ask, okay, if my timer is greater than 10 seconds after it powers up, and the log my start is still equal to 0 up here, then down here I'm going to make log my start equal to 1. So this program, I'm going to run it over here in display pages. Click on the word pages up here, and I'm running that program on tick. You can, of course, run multiple programs. This one's running on tick. So every second it's calling this very simple program. Doesn't cause any real load on our system. Very simple. So that program is running every second. No big deal. The most important thing to note is that after 10 seconds, it's going to trigger log my start to a 1 position. Kind of remember that. So after 10 seconds, log my start is going to go from a 0 to a 1, and that's it. From that point on, log my start is going to be a 1. So over here on the left in DataLoger, I have a simple DataLoger setup called log my turn on time or log turn on time here. The difference is I have this as a triggered snapshot. Usually in my classes, I'll show you how to use, I always use continuous sample because it proliferates lots of data right away. But in this case, I'm going to do a triggered snapshot. I'm doing the update rate of once a second, and I'm making each file hold 86,400 samples. So that means that each file could hold a total of once a second per day reading. So it's going to cover every day, and down here log at most 200 files. So given this configuration, this means that this HMI is going to have 200 files on it. Well, anytime that this happens, it'll create a new file for that particular day. So each day is 86,400 seconds. And if you take 60 seconds times 60 minutes times 24 hours, you're going to find out, folks, that there are 86,400 seconds in a day. So that covers every day, and the most we can hold is 200 files. So this is the last 200 days in this case. And then down here in the control, I put true for log enable. So I'm always having this thing enabled, if you will. But the most important thing is down here, the log trigger. So the tag that's here in the log trigger, this part right here, when that tag transitions from 0 to 1, that's going to cause my reading to happen. And what am I going to read? Well, if I go over here to contents, I just thought I'd throw these tags in there. So it's going to read, it's going to log all this in that particular file only when this tag goes on. And that's it. That's what it's going to do. So in this case, I've had this thing running for quite a bit today, and I've been flickering it on and off. So if I go over to, well, here's what the display looks like right here. So if I go to the web page, let me open the web page. Here's the web page for it. If I go to remote view, you can see that the random number is working. I've already exceeded 10 seconds here in this case. So the log my start is currently on right now. It's already did it once whenever this happens. So let me go ahead and turn off power to the HMI. So I'm going to turn off power to the HMI. This screen, of course, is going to give us the red X because the HMI is turned off. It'll time out. Eventually it'll time out. But I'm going to go ahead and power it back up here. If I can get this little connector to go in the hole. There we go. I don't know if you'll hear it, but it'll beep. Let's see if the screen reloads here. There, it just beeped. Let's see if the web page refires up here. Okay, the HMI is on. Let's See if I can catch it here in the video. I may have let it timed out too long, probably. Oh well. Let's see, now it's going to refresh. And I probably went past the 10 seconds. So it's already going to be on. But the important thing here, let me go back. All right, so it's back up and loaded here, running. So again, the remote view, I went past the 10 seconds. But if I go look at the view logs, click here on view logs, you can see there's a file here called log my turn on time. That's the file we created. And you can see here that it's got 440 bytes in it. So if I go ahead and click on this, it'll bring in this form of CSV here, but I'd rather look at this in an Excel format. So let me go ahead and right click on this here, save this link to my desktop here. I'm going to go ahead and just save it to my desktop right there. And of course, when you open this up in Google Chrome, you got to make it be a CSV file there. And then down here, Google Chrome likes to make everything a text file. So I got to choose all files. I'm going to go ahead and save this to my desktop. And now it's going to download. And now if I open it up, isn't that fascinating? It should open with Excel. Anyway, that would do the log, and it shows the timestamp each time I do it. So that would put a log file on there every time the power came on the RedLion unit, and would make an entry into this data log file. I must have changed an association somehow with CSV. That should have opened up with Excel. But that's a quick way to make a method to log when the RedLion unit comes on with this simple logic right here, and put it into a data log file so that you can look at it later and see when did this thing go on and off. I do anticipate that if I was to do this again tomorrow, it would have different timestamp tomorrow for any issues that happen tomorrow. And of course, this is going to follow the format of a naming of convention of year, month, day, and so forth. So this whole file is going to cover everything for today. If I do it again tomorrow, there'll be another file for tomorrow and the next day and so forth. Pretty cool little simple way to log your startup time on a RedLion unit. Hey, thanks a lot, folks. Have a great day.